Hey guys, welcome back to Xposed Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about two modules, specifically two modules that help us interact with our lock screen on Lollipop. Let's check it out. So today we're going to do is cover two different modules that are particularly actually meant to work with your lock screen. We're specifically talking about the lock screen within Android Lollipop. So this is the stock lock screen. We're not talking about a customized one. One thing I also want to mention here is these 5 icons that you see here, these shortcuts, are based purely on the CM-based ROM that I have on my device. Please check out my video review last week that I did here on XDA for that if you want to know more about that. But essentially when we do this is we'll go into Xposed Installer, the installer. Once you get into the installer, go into the module download section, download one that's called Lock Screen Album Art Remover. And this will help us basically take control of if we want to see a full album art of our songs whenever we're listening to music on our cover screen. If you don't like that, this is something that will work for you and it will remove it. Custom stock Lollipop shortcuts or lock screen. And what this is, will do for us is it'll give us the ability to customize the two shortcuts that are by default built into Lollipop. And I'm referring to these shortcuts. The two shortcuts on the right and left, the camera and the actual phone. And once you have this installed and turned on, you'll be able to use them. So by default, as you guys saw, my lock screen will actually work. So if I go into my music player and I'll play a song, and again, this is just for demoing it. I don't have to necessarily listen to the song, but if I turn off my screen, turn it back on, my entire lock screen takes over this. And if I go next, I'm able to play music. I have the little equalizer that's coming in here. Again, for me, this is something I enjoy. But you may not, and if you don't, we have a way to help you, get rid of that. So we'll go into the installer one last time. Now at this point, obviously, is you download them, you install the actual customization, and you turn them on. Once you turn them on, the actual custom lock screen application itself, and I do apologize for the color scheme here, because for some reason that's how it was designed, is basically left button, left shortcut, right shortcut. You can customize them by going in, and it'll give you access to an entire list of all the different applications you can actually assign to each one. And once you have that, there's only one additional option here where it's just setting up the icon for it. But again, once you have that set up, it's pretty much easy. I've already turned them on, and just because of the experiment here, we're going to actually change one of the shortcuts. So the left shortcut, I'm going to be removing it from being the phone to launch my calendar. That's just something I'd like to be able to test it out with. And then we'll go as usual within the actual Xposed installer and do a soft reboot. So the device is booted up. I'm not sure if you can see it very clearly, but on the bottom left, where normally you would have been a phone, and then this is our SC Linux mode changer, it actually now looks like a calendar. It no longer looks like a phone. So if I swipe over this way and unlock, it's going to take me straight into my calendar, which is normally what would have been a dialer. And the other thing we're going to test out is we're going to go in and play a song. Again, it doesn't matter what song we're playing, it's just I wanted to kind of show you guys an example. And this is again after doing a soft reboot, so excuse the lag here. We'll go ahead and hit play. Lock the device. Unlock. No more full album art on the top of the screen. The one thing that actually still continues to work here is the virtualizer. And we get to see that it's at the bottom of the screen. So all the functionalities that you normally get out of your lock screen are still there. The only difference obviously is now you have the ability of disabling that full album art. Main requirements for this installation obviously is have the Xposed installer installed, have root of course. I say these because sometimes I do get comments saying that I didn't know that this required root to be able to work. So main thing you want to keep in mind, make sure you have those two functionalities there and install the actual modules, check the box and restart, and you can customize one of them, which is the actual shortcut. And you can do that basically to whatever you like. You can change those two shortcuts and still have that stock look on your device. Other than that, I think it's pretty simple. I appreciate the fact that these two modules exist. The removing of the full album art, it's really more of a choice. I think personally I like the actual full album art, so it's something that I would like to keep. If you don't, this is the ability to be able to disable that. Other than that, as usual, like and subscribe to this channel, like and subscribe to my channel, and please make sure to check out the Xposed installer, Xposed framework actually community over at Google+. I'll give you guys a link in the description below. I'll see you guys soon.